Day. So it depends on what your labels are, especially to especially to the fans of Alimakunda Makoyan.
Stop.
Yeah, big fan.
Wait, we're not supposed to break this yet.
No, let's start the new month that way. It's a Monday. This is the first edition of Sport Cruise for the month, and of course,
we're starting well.
And we're starting really well. We
Speaking of starting really well, Arsenal have scored, by the way. Stina Blackstenius with the goal for Arsenal. Arsenal women, not the men. Now the men can't score.
The men just sent in their song. They just sent the anthem to UEFA on Wednesday when they qualify.
So it looks like Arsenal have one leg in the final to face Barcelona. So Arsenal, the first leg ended 2-2 in Germany, and now they packed out. They sold out Emirates for the first time in the history of Arsenal women. They've sold out the Emirates Stadium. There's no empty seats. Every ticket available has been sold. So they are leading 1-0 in front of the park. So despite all their injuries, and 3-2 on aggregate, looking like they will advance to face Barcelona in the final.
Well, it's early. It's just 17 minutes of play, but they look to be extremely positive. And when they got that, after they got that first leg result, 2-2, in fact, they were 2-0 down. Coming from 2 goals down in Germany, you could always imagine that, okay, there's something. I mean, if you can come down from 2 goals down in Germany, who says you can't finish the job at the Emirates? And they look like they won't be disappointing the fans that have come out to watch the Arsenal women play in the UEFA Women's Champions League second leg semi-final right there in England. But away from that, there are a couple of issues we'll talk about on the show today. There is the NFF part where they overruled the IMC, and there's also the controversy around the La Liga team of the season. Big omissions right there. Samuel Chukwueze also not being involved in that one, despite the numbers he has posed so far.
Team of the season nominees. I beg your pardon. Yes, that's the right way to put it. Nominees. Regardless of the numbers he has, pulled up this season, for him not to be there is a very, very big one. So we look at the.
Did you say very, very big one?
Yes, it's a big one for him not to be
there.
there.
Considering the people that were indeed nominated, I'm sure we'll go into it in
we look at the numbers. Look at the impact as well.
We'll go into it deeply, especially when you got.
Kai Havertz made the nomination for the EPL team of the season.
And we really
Ivan Toney has gotten 20 goals this season.
And we really could it.
Yeah, doesn't mean it was right.
No, you look at the people you look at the people that are ahead of Samuel Chukwueze.
Yeah,
that's where we start from.
We will look at it
more in depthly, and also the adulations continues for the Golden Eaglet of Nigeria after a very wonderful performance, even though it ended 1-0. You can tell that these boys knows how to play football. You can see that they are a well-coached team, and also the Flying Eagles coach setting a target of minimum of 6 points going into the FIFA Under-20 World Cup. So the starting very, very strongly. He has come out to say that's Ladamboso, that they have to start very strongly going into that one, which their first game, of course, is against Dominican Republic before they now play against Italy. So their final game will be against Brazil. So he's setting a target that if they can beat Dominican Republic and Italy, then maybe Brazil can overpower them.
He's also unintentionally admitting that they cannot beat Brazil. But again... I get what he's doing, and again, even though the group is an unkind grouping, the most difficult group we could have getting Italy, Brazil, and Dominican Republic. The placement of the fixtures also is not exactly bad. We've gotten the fixtures, in fact, from easiest to hardest. So before you play the hardest fixture, which is Brazil, there's a big chance you might have already qualified. That's speaking from the Flying Eagles perspective, and that's exactly what Ladamboso meant, talking about what they need to qualify is 6 points. I would not necessarily have put it like that, and there have been issues concerning his his ambition. Did this at the Under-20 AFCON as well, that Nigeria finished third, where he was talking about the goal was to qualify for the World Cup in an AFCON tournament that you have as much chance of winning as anybody else, and that contributed to Nigeria not winning as soon as they secured that World Cup qualification, losing the semi-finals to the Gambia by a single goal to nil. So maybe you would expect the coach to be a lot more ambitious. But I sort of get it. Beat Dominican Republic, which if you can't beat the Dominican Republic, just pack up. Look, if the Flying Eagles do not beat Dominican Republic, there's no need to play the remaining 2 games. Pull out of the competition, come back home, save funds. We don't have that kind of money. If you play Dominican Republic in your first game and you somehow fail to win, then it's clear proof that the experiment is over. And that's I like the way the fixtures have been structured. So play the Dominican Republic, get 3 points in the bag. God help you, Italy and Brazil fail to beat each other. That would be fantastic. That a draw from would be fantastic. Put Nigeria top of the table. Then you play Italy, beat Italy, or even avoid defeat. You might let's not also forget that there's a best loser sports as well. So 4 third place teams will qualify. 4 out of 6 third place teams will qualify to the next one. But that's not even what we're looking at here. We're looking at the fact that, and let's not also remember, wins breed confidence. So if you beat the Dominican Republic, especially by a convincing margin with a dominant performance, you go into the Italy game with a lot more confidence than normal. You prosecute that one as well. Who knows? So by the time you face Brazil, the confidence level may be high. Brazil themselves may even be battling to stay alive in the tournament. Who knows? Or Brazil might also have qualified. So there are lots of dynamic. All we can do is handle our own part and win those first 2 games. You get the 6 points. But in my opinion, that should not necessarily be the target.
You shouldn't be talking about that right now.
Yeah, it just seems like you're admitting that there's no.
Because if you are talking about just getting 6 points from the group stage, then where is the part of we want to go as far as possible in this competition? Where is the part of we want to get to the final? We've been to the final twice.
They want to get to the final?
But that should be the ambition.
Did the coach tell you they want to get?
It did not mention that.
This is Nigeria, where you give managers, ultimatum going into the World Cup. You tell them make top 4 qualify for the World Cup, or they tell them make top 3 qualify for the next World Cup or next AFCON. I mean, it's quite. But I think for me, it's a period for us to get some good wins, good gains from the administration. Of Gusau right now. We are playing the AFCON, the under-17 AFCON. We won our first game yesterday by goal to nothing. We missed a 9-minute penalty,
to make it
91st minute penalty, so I made it 2-0. And then, of course, the FIFA Senior Women's World Cup is also coming up in the next couple of months. And now we have the under-20. So there's so much on the table right now for Nigeria. And this is in tremendous place. Reawakening the conversation in respect to how grassroots football has performed badly in the last 6, 7, 8 years thereabout. So for me, I'm not setting expectations. Like I said, the only team that's got so much expectations on me going to the World Cup is the Super Falcons. And I've said it from the day the draw has been made that we'll qualify from that group comfortably. I'm very positive about that. Any other thing, like I said, it's a grassroots, it's a developmental competition. Yes, you want to win, you want to have that bragging right, but the aim is not exactly to win those competitions, but have a good showing, set a good pedestal for yourself. Lucky enough, you can get 1 or 2 scouts that will pick you for the big clubs. All
right, thank you very much, Oko. By the way, we are streaming live on Facebook and also on YouTube. You can go to Mainland 98.3 FM to join the conversation on Facebook. You can also do the same on YouTube. Go to Mainland 98.3 FM to join the conversation. You can drop your comments right there. We will take as much as possible. You can also, keep the phone lines right now. 0913 600 0410. That is a number to call to join the conversation via the phone line. I can send in your text messages, your WhatsApp messages to 0913 600 0430. We have to go for a commercial break. When we come back from this commercial break, we'll talk about the NFL first before getting into the La Liga nominees for the team of the season. And this is Sport Cruise, and it is live on Mainland 98.3 FM. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this timeout.
FM. Sports Cruise, 6 p.m. weekdays on 98.3 Mainland FM. The cruise never stops.
Give me freedom, give me fire, give me reason.
Welcome back to Sport Cruise live on Mainland 98.3 FM. My name remains Triple O. I've got Tunde Young and Okwayemi Akinyode right here in the studio. We are currently streaming on Facebook and also on YouTube. You can go to our Facebook platform and YouTube platform as well. Just go straight to Mainland 98.3 FM. You'll be able to join the conversation right there. You can drop your comment as well on both platforms, both Facebook and YouTube. Yes, Mainland 98.3 FM. That is the place to go to join the conversation. You can also join the conversation via the phone line by calling into the show. 0913-600-0410 is the number to call, and you can send in your text messages or your WhatsApp messages to 0913-600-0430. And right about now, let's talk about the NFF, who looks like they have actually overruled the IMC on some of the decisions of the IMC so far in the league. And the Nigeria Football Federation Disciplinary Committee has reviewed some of the decisions of the Interim Management Committee of the Nigeria Premier Football League and ruled in favor of Remo Stars and Wiki Tourist. However, the committee upheld the IMC's decision against Bayelsa United, who had 3 points deducted for fan violence. And also, Remo Stars had been deducted 3 points for alleged assault on match officials during the MPFL fixture against Gombe United in Ikenne. But the NFF disciplinary committee ruled that there was not enough evidence to support the claim. Now, quickly over to the statement released by the NFF disciplinary committee, and I'm going to read the statement and get the take of the guys in the studio. The statement reads in part: the committee disagrees with the IMC on paragraph 3 of its findings in its summary jurisdiction notice, form 16, regarding provision of inadequate security by Wiki Tourists. Well, it added the order deducting 3 goals and 3 points from the accumulated goals and points of Wiki Tourist FC for assault on match officials are hereby set aside for want of evidence and further confirmation via phone conversation by the match commissioner and the center referee, wherein they stated and confirmed to the committee that there was no assault on any match official as stated in their match report. However, the committee affirmed the fine of 500,000 naira only imposed on Wiki Tourist FC for throwing of stones and objects into the field of play during the course of the match between Wiki Tourist and Bayelsa United in that one. So what they have said is the 3 point deduction of Wiki Tourist and 3 goals deduction from Wiki Tourist due to misconduct, due to failure to adhere to the conduct of the league, for failure to provide adequate security, and also fans trouble. That's fans throwing stones and objects into the field. They've actually overturned that 3 points and they've restored 3 points and 3 goals to Wiki Tourist. Whereas the decision of the IMC to fine Wiki Tourists for their fans throwing stones and objects into the field was upheld. So that's the case of Wiki Tourists right there. Now for Remo Stars, the committee averred that the team's GM Ekene Adams, seen carrying oxygen about, was incapable of hitting someone to the extent at which was reported by the victim, Mr. Uka. The disciplinary committee led by Barrister Jude Obikwelu found that there was no available evidence to prove the alleged act of assault against the referee by the said Ekene. Also, the physical appearance and the medical condition of the said Ekene, as shown in the match day video and as he appeared before the committee, revealed that he was on oxygen support and so may not have the capacity to raise a hand or hit or violently assault another, claimed by the referee. So because of this, they've overturned the IMC's ruling of 3-point deduction and 3 goals of Remo Stars for assault of match officials. Okay.
To start with, Ekene Adams is now an honorable. Is the member elect that will be representing Chikun Kajuru Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives, not even House of Assembly, and that happened just a few weeks. Of course, you knew that there was election break, and
yes,
immediately after the election break was when the whole incident happened. That was just a few weeks after winning his election, and of course, it was on the team bus to Ikene with his team to play Remo Star. So that's just the very funny part of it. I mean, for someone that actively participated in an election, that he won an election. In fact, the member he defeated has been in the House of Representatives for 16 years, Yakubu Bade. So it's not like it's a soft election that just went in for him. So I'm trying to understand. And the fact that they put may not is the conversation for me. That is relative. That means that in your own assessment, I've seen picture of Ekene Adams. Truly, he has oxygen passed across his nose. I think some days back he was still in a retreat with one of the honorables, also elect, also going to the house, and it doesn't look to me like someone that is not. I'm not being judgmental here. Don't get me wrong.
They say because of his medical condition.
I'm just saying that the basis at which you say is the medical condition was the basis at which he was able to prosecute an election, and you know what it means to win an election in this country, more so from a state like Kaduna State, a party that is not even the party that is ruling. So you know that it must have been a very, very difficult process. But he won the election. He was declared winner, despite the fact that his party was not even one of the most popular parties. So I mean, it's difficult. But then, whatever happens at match days, what the committee often rely on, majorly, is always the match officials' reports. Either the officials, which is the referee, or most times the match commissioner. That's why you have a match commissioner that is more often out of the zone where matches are being played. They can bring in a Gombe person to come as a match commissioner between Eyimba and Enugu Rangers, for instance, so that they could rule out the possibility of bias. But you know that this is Nigeria. It's just about a phone call. I've been in a situation whereby the team that is hosting was the one that went to the airport to pick a center referee, and they were the one that kept him in the hotel. They were the one that provided the logistics for him. They were the one that took him to the match day venue. In fact, there was a time in the Nigerian scene where home teams were paying the indemnities of match officials. So it's very simple. If you come in to officiate in my team, in my state, for instance, and I'm supposed to give you 200,000, I'll give you 25,000. I'll tell you that if I win the match, you collect your remaining 175,000. But if I lose, your money is gone. So we've seen all of these things play out. Whatever the reports that the match officials gave to the committee, I mean, those are the things they will look into. Now they invited.
Okay, this is different. The reason I say it is different is for the IMC to, at first, deduct 3 points and 3 goals to, at first, met out those decisions, those punishments rather, to these teams. I want to believe
those are the punishments that the rule book states.
Yes. So for the NFF disciplinary committee now coming to overrule
the IMC,
and
IMC is an interim.
With
the NFF can overrule it.
Okay, with a view of a new board at the end of this season. What is going on?
See, Triple, there's nothing going on. There's nothing going on really. The disciplinary committee, headed by Barrister Jude Obikwelu, said there's no available evidence to prove that the alleged act of assault against the referee was conducted by Ekene. But the fact is that on what basis was the initial point deducted?
Yes.
On what basis was the initial goal deducted? Was it just on the heat of the moment, or they just want to please some of us that have consistently praised, their effort for trying to bring sanity into the system?
So one way or the other,
does it mean that the disciplinary committee would have to go review all of the decisions that have been taken? That point have been deducted, teams that have been banished, teams that have had their games played behind closed door without the fans. It doesn't mean that they'll not review all of this, because I'm trying to understand. You gave a punishment. Of course, there's a backing to the operation of the IMC. That means they can take unilateral decisions without necessarily being overturned by the disciplinary committee. But then probably there was an appeal. Remember, this news broke out last week that the point had been restored, and teams, even Bender Insurance, are threatening to pull out of the Nigerian Premier Football League season because of the fact that that point was, reinstated for Remo Stars.
And Remo Stars are now in a Super 6 placement. They are third.
And that's exactly why the other teams are protesting. That what exactly is going on? On what basis did you make the decisions initially? That's exactly what it is. Well, unfortunately for us now, it's now 3-3. Wolfsburg have equalized at the Emirates Stadium for the first minute of the game. Like Triple said, it's still early in the game, and that's exactly what you get. The twists and turns of the UEFA Champions League, UEFA Women's Champions League.
Well, it's still the Champions League, whether you like it or not. But let's move away from that, and let's talk about the La Liga nominees for the team of the season. So,
before we enter, a fantastic goal by Wolfsburg. Giroud got the ball right on the edge of the box. I think she was caught unawares. Even we that were watching, I didn't see a chance.
They are not supposed to catch you aware before.
I mean, it's not like they announced goals before they scored. We are
about to score. Turn and shoot.
Oh yeah! Oh wow! But it was still a fantastic.
She wasn't really close down.
Yeah, there was not a lot of pressure,
yes.
but there was still a fantastic control by Giroud, and she put that into the bottom corner, and we have a game back on our hands, 1-1.
Okay, now over to the La Liga nominees for the team of the season. For the goalkeepers, Thibaut Courtois of Real Madrid, Ter Stegen of FC Barca, Alex Remiro of Real Sociedad, Jan Oblak of Atletico de Madrid, and Ledesma of Cadiz CF4. Let's take it one by one. So this one, no contest. Straight winner.
Straight winner for Ter Stegen. So, of course. I mean, he's kept how many clean sheets this season? 21 clean sheets. 24 already. I mean, that's a lot.
No controversy.
No
now,
contest.
Let's go to the defenders. Jules Koundé of FC Barca, Nahuel Molina of Atletico de Madrid, and now Martinez of Girona FC, Eder Militao of Real Madrid, Le Normand of Real Sociedad, Jimenez of Atletico de Madrid, David Garcia of CA Osasuna, Pau Torres of Villarreal, Gaia of Valencia, there's Javi Gallan of RC Celta Vigo, there's Keita Balde of FC Barcelona, there's Gudet of Sevilla in that one, and there's Yare of Athletic Club. So any possible omission?
Notably, two of Barcelona's best defenders, two of the best defenders in the world this season, are not on this list. Considering that their team have only considered 11 goals all season, and they've contributed 24 clean sheets as well. It's surprising that Ronald Araujo is not on the list, and Andreas Christensen is not on the list. The only reasonable explanation I can give for their omission is that they've not played perhaps maybe enough games. Araujo has played 20 games so far this season in La Liga. He has missed 12 games due to injury. But in those 20 games, Barcelona have kept 14 clean sheets. So like you look at the importance of these players.
So who would you have taken off?
Look, I don't want to get into who should
deep numbers.
I don't want to get into who doesn't deserve, because like everybody that's considered certainly deserves a look in. I don't see how Pau Torres. I don't. But also that's I don't want to get into, because maybe it's my personal bias against Pau Torres. I just don't think he's a very good defender. But I don't see how Pau Torres is on this list. Look at someone like Christensen. He's only played 17 La Liga games. Yes, I admit that's not a lot of games. But in those games, it's kept 11 clean sheets. So like you look at someone like Pau Torres making this list. I don't see. Gudel, by the way, has played mostly as a midfielder.
And he's being listed as a defender.
It's a defensive midfielder by trade. So which is some of the inconsistencies in these nominations. When we get to the midfield as well, I'll spot another inconsistency. So just read that midfield.
Okay, let's go to the midfielders. Toni Kroos of Real Madrid, Frankie de Jong of FC Barcelona, Brais Mendes of Real Sociedad, Canales of Real Betis, Mikel Merino of Real Sociedad, Pedri of FC Barcelona, Luka Modric of Real Madrid, Dada of RCD Espanyol, Gabri Veiga of RC Celta Vigo. There's also Rafael Valverde of Real Madrid, Parejo of Villarreal, Gavi of FC Barcelona, Camavinga of Real Madrid, Nico Williams of Athletic Bilbao, I beg your pardon. There's Isi Palazon of Rayo Vallecano. There's Alvaro Garcia of Rayo Vallecano as well, Kang In Lee of RCD Mallorca, and Alex Garcia of Girona FC.
The name that jumps out to me: how is Frankie de Jong? How is Frankie de Jong getting nominated for midfielder of the season in La Liga in what has been just an absolute such a mess season on his part? But the biggest surprise for me there is Camavinga. Camavinga nominated for team of the season. Let's
No, let me pick it from here. You talked about what's De Jong doing in this team. So you're trying to tell me that there are 12 midfielders that are better than Frankie De Jong in the La Liga this season.
Yes.
Are you serious right now?
Precisely what I'm doing.
Are you serious right now, Tunde Young?
Exactly what I'm doing.
Okay.
Again, this is a seasonal. This is a seasonal.
It's not about your ability.
We're not crowning best player of all time. We are saying.
When I say it's not about
I
ability,
understand. No, I'm talking about this season.
Yes, we
are
are talking
telling me
about
that there are 12 better midfielders than Frankie De Jong this season.
I mean,
in the La Liga.
If you let me go, I will list them. I'll list the people that should have been ahead of him. You look at someone like Lucas.
And what even happened to Eduardo Camavinga this season? He has played virtually everywhere across the middle back to the back line for Real Madrid this season.
Again, that is my argument against Camavinga. Wait, Camavinga has played 32 league games this season, which is impressive. But only 17 of those have been as a starter. And out of those 17 as a starter, he has played 9 games as a left back. So how exactly is this a midfielder of the season nomination? If he was nominated as a left back, I will still have problems with him.
Maybe as a defender,
I can still understand it. I will still have problems with it. But when you nominate him and you leave out players that for in my opinion actually deserve to be nominated. Look at someone like Lucas Roberto of Almeria. He's 5th on the assist charts in La Liga. 7 assists, 2 goals this season. Is not on this list. The 5th highest assister in La Liga this season is not on the list. But Frankie De Jong is on the list. But Eduardo Camavinga is on the list, playing 17 games as a starter. That part I do not understand.
Okay, so the 2 biggest omissions for you, right there. Now let's go to the attack where Karim Benzema.
By the way, I don't know. I don't know if Chukwueze will be officially listed as a midfielder or a forward.
If Vinicius is being listed as a forward.
Okay,
as an attacker, so Chukwueze can be listed as an attacker as well, because Karim Benzema is there for Real Madrid, Lewandowski for FC Barca, Unal of Getafe is right there. There's Oselo of RCD Espanyol. There's Griezmann of Atletico de Madrid, Iago Aspas of Celta Vigo. There's Borja Iglesias of Real Betis. There's Muriqi of RCD Mallorca. There's Ousmane Dembele of FC Barca. There's Rafinha, of course, of also FC Barca. There's also Vinicius of Real Madrid right there. So no Samuel Chukwueze.
How? Okay, again, which should be ahead? If Chukwueze is not, which should be ahead of him? Certainly not Ousmane Dembele, who on his own is a very good player. Certainly a better player than Samuel Chukwueze. Nobody can argue that. But based on the context of this season, nomination for team of the season, there is no way someone should get team of the season nomination from playing 19 league games. He has played 19 league games. He has played 14 games as a starter. 19 league games, 14 starts at the start of May. And he's getting team of the season. It's not like in those 19 league games he scored 19 goals and had 19 assists. He has 5 goals, 5 assists. 1 goal less than Chukwueze, 2 assists less than Chukwueze. So how exactly does he make this list that Chukwueze does not? Ousmane Dembele has been, was injured from January 28th to April 26th. He only just made his return for Barcelona off the bench in that 4-0 beating of Real Betis. So like this is just I do not understand at all. When you see what Chukwueze has been able to do in La Liga this season, he's having a great season overall. But in La Liga he has 6 goals, he has 5 assists. I don't know how exactly that is not enough to at least not make the team of the season, to make the team of the season nomination, because like especially when you consider to you compare to the players that actually did make the league. Look at Asensio getting left off. Asensio has not played a lot of games, has not played a lot of minutes this season, and he has 6 goals, has 8 assists. Is that not enough for at least recognition or a nomination among ahead of someone like Dembele that has just simply not played much? And the rest of this list, especially for the attackers, I think they just went to the scorers chart. Who are the
who are the guys?
Who are the leading scorers? Just pack everybody and put them. I mean, no problem. The likes of Kangin Lee have had great seasons. Let me just end it by focusing on the positives, because the players who indeed I'm happy to see there. I would say Kangin Lee has been great. In midfield, Gabriel Vega, his first full La Liga season, the 20-year-old Celta Vigo, although in my opinion it's more of a forward. He was listed as a midfielder, no problem. He scored 9 goals, 4 assists in 29 games this season for Celta. Last season he only played 7 games, and all of them were off the bench. He played more for Celta Vigo B, so that's a massive jump. Those are the kind of things that, in my opinion, qualify you. What were you doing last season? How have you massively improved? How are you crucial to your team and all of that? So, in my opinion, Samuel Chukwueze definitely should be here.
So, give me your team of the season now, from defense to attack. From
Wait,
the goalkeeping.
sorry. I'm going to be very sincere. I've been so carried away with the game, the Arsenal Wolfsburg game. As if, I mean, it's a female Champions League, for goodness sake. So, but I'm trying to understand, why will the referee call off? End the first half when a team is about to take a set piece. Like, I can't even understand it. Like, you gave 5-minute extra time, and on the dot of 4 minutes and 52 seconds, decided to call the game to end the first half, and the team was about to take a set piece at a very, very promising position. I mean, anyways,
okay.
Let's go on.
Team of the season in the La Liga.
So based on the people that were nominated,
yes,
already.
No. Do you want to base it on people that are not nominated?
If I have to pick my team of my team of season, I can decide.
We
are discussing the list we have in front of us, because
so,
I mean, see, on the issue of lists, basically, we would always have this reservation. Remember last season, Vinicius Junior was arguably the best player in the world for his age bracket. I mean, he won the Champions League. He scored 2 goals at the World Cup. He scored at the Super Cup. He scored the winning goal for the first Champions League. He had all of those crazy numbers, double 33 goals and assist contribution, only second behind Karim Benzema. I mean, he had all of those numbers, and he did not even make the final 30 UEFA Men's Player. So I think you look at all of this, and then till forever I will continue to argue how subjective or objective some of these nominations are. We looked at the English Premier League also. I mean, in a league where a lot of people have said, oh, maybe Fernandes was actually even being underrated. The fact that Fernandes did not even make it into that squad. The fact that what's his name now, Ivan Toney, actually, as at the time the list came out, he had already scored 17 goals, compared to Kai Havertz that's gotten, I don't know how many goals Kai Havertz has scored in combined goals and assists. I'm not sure he's out up to 10. Kai Havertz made the team 8. Kai Havertz made the team, and Ivan Toney did not even make the team. That's why the fact that Ivan Toney is English. So all of these people understand their rationale, but it's going to be very difficult to argue against any Barcelona player because of the impeccable form that Barcelona have been this season. I mean, they need just 1 point from the available 18 points for them to win the league, to the La Liga. Just 1 out of the available 18 points. So you are very sure that the league is done and dusted for them. So I mean, you look at the number of clean sheets, look at number of goals that they scored this season, goals at contribution. Then as a team. Of course, the collective responsibility of individual players comes up in the performance of the team.
Okay, now let's talk about from the list. Who should make the team of the season?
Yeah, so in my own team of the season, I have obviously Ter Stegen in goal. 11 goals considered in 32 games is just absolutely ridiculous. I would have Jules Koundé as a right back. I have centre back partnership of Eder Militao of Real Madrid and
David Garcia of Osasuna.
No, I'll go with Jose Maria Jimenez of Atletico Madrid. It's fantastic this season. And I'll have Alejandro Balde playing left back. For me, it's a midfield trio of I already had the 3. Then the very first name I saw looking back at the list now,
You
confused.
just felt you had to
I-
remove one from that three.
I saw Toni Kroos. I was like,
Why would Toni Kroos not be in your team
Ah.
for goodness sakes?
I think I was still. Oh, okay, Alex Garcia of Girona, a nominee for Player of the Season,
Of the
not
season,
even midfielder.
not at all.
Alex Garcia has been fantastic. Was linked with Chelsea.
Exceptional.
Everybody has been, even Triple was probably linked with Chelsea at some point in January. But yeah, it's absolutely been fantastic. So I would say Alex Garcia. I would say Alex Garcia, Issy Palazon, and I'm stuck between Pedri and Cruz because I had Pedri. Pedri was my go-to, but I don't think I can leave Cruz off this list.
So pick one.
I'll go with Cruz.
Okay.
I'll
Toni
go with
Kroos.
Cruz, Alex Garcia, and Issy Palazon. Issy
Okay.
Palazon for me has been absolutely special for Rayo Vallecano.
So
Absolutely.
you are going for a 4-3-3 formation.
Up front.
Yep. So I can only have one striker.
Yes.
No problem.
I mean, you can choose to play three strikers.
No,
You only-
don't worry. I'm going for only one striker,
Okay.
and that striker
We know.
is Robert Lewandowski for me. It's not Karim Benzema.
Okay.
Not based on Lewandowski is the top scorer in La Liga this season. Despite not playing up to his normal level. Also, Karim Benzema had some downtime. Was injured for a while. Was also out of form for a while. But for me, I'll go with Lewandowski. He has more goals, has more assists. Lewandowski is like fifth on the assist chart, despite also being the top scorer. So for me, Lewandowski, I'll have Vinicius on the left and Antoine Griezmann on the right. Antoine Griezmann for me, player of the season. No doubt in my mind.
All right. Thank you, Tunde. Let's go to Okoyemi Akinyode right now. But before I get to Okoyemi Akinyode, we are streaming live on Facebook and also on YouTube. You want to attempt your La Liga team of the season. You can also drop your La Liga team of the season from the goalkeeping position to the attack right there. Just send them to send them to our Facebook and our YouTube platform, Mainland 98.3 FM on Facebook and also on YouTube. And you can send them as well to our WhatsApp or our text message portal, which is 0913 600 0430. You can also call into the show 0913 600 0410. But first, let me take Okwe's La Liga team of the season.
For me, I'm just being a professional. I
know you're a professional.
My team is in La Liga, so ordinarily I'll probably give you a starting
First 11 of Real Madrid.
balance of Real Madrid, but that's not going to happen here. I probably would have picked Jan Oblak for Atletico Madrid, but I mean, it's crazy when you concede less than 15 goals in over 30 games as a Barcelona goalkeeper. Despite the fact that you've had a couple of defenders in and out, you've not really had the best of balance when it comes to having a standard 5 and 6. I mean, players across the back line. So certainly, Ter Stegen gets this one for me. Jules Koundé, despite all of the controversies that surrounded his moved to Barcelona, it's shown over and over again that him not picking Chelsea is probably the best decision he's made in his entire career. He's flourished. He's done exceptionally well for himself since he moved over to Barcelona alongside Rafinha. So Jules Koundé picks it up for me. Militao, arguably one of the best center defenders in the world right now, despite the fact that he's had some really messed times.
Better than Van Dijk?
I said arguably one of the. I didn't say arguably.
But if you have to pick between himself and Van Dijk, after what we saw.
With that, but I bet Militao this season,
Just go on.
Militao has been better. So I'm certainly going to go for Jules Koundé, Militao. I'll go for Pau Torres of Villarreal. Now, the fact that he's been the leader of that particular team playing from the back, they've not had the very best of team this season. They've not been so consistent. There was a time they went on 6 games, only one draw, 1 win and 4 defeats. But he's been able to keep his team intact. They've considered the fewest number of goals in the last 3 seasons for themselves. So he's going to get it for me. And then Bardi of Barcelona. See, this Barcelona squad, I really fear for them because in a way, they will fizzle out some of these older players very soon, and then these young players will have connected with themselves. You're looking at Pedri, Gavi, Bade. All of these boys are small boys under 22, and they're already getting into their national team. So for me, that's the back four: Jules Koundé, Militao, Pau Torres, and Balde of Barcelona.
In the midfield,
I'm going for a 4-4-2 formation, by the way. So in the midfield, well, I will stick to that Frankie De Jong. I don't know what Tunde Young's reservation is about that.
Based on their performance this season.
Go, Koye.
No, it's based on their performance.
It's my team of the season.
Okay.
He's my team of the season.
Okay.
It is my team of the season.
Okay,
Again,
so Frankie De Jong in the middle?
Yes. I like Pedri. I like the way that boy sticks his leg, his body, everything into games.
Very good.
His energy is absolutely strong. And so I'm still going to go for Pedri as well. So the back to see. I'm just being nice. That's why I'm giving Barcelona something. So Toni Kroos, Luka Modric picked the final 4 for me in the midfield.
Okay.
I like it really tough. So
and up front?
three ball holding midfielders and one ball playing midfielder. That's exactly what my 4-4-2 formation is. Up front, hey, I'm going to go for Vinicius Junior and Roberto Lewandowski.
Oh, the double striker with dropping Benzema.
Well,
When he picked 4-4-2, I thought he wanted to put both of them.
No.
I thought, nice one. Pep. Magboro Pep.
How good you're
See,
firing.
Lewandowski can do what Benzema would do. Vinicius Junior gives you that extra bite. He gives you the assist. He gives you that run. He gives
I mean,
you
how
that
often
game.
have we seen Vinicius Junior play as a false nine?
That's exactly what I'm saying. He has gotten 10 goals and 9 assists this season. Last season he had those.
Or would you
double
like to
numbers
play
too.
false nine?
I don't think. I don't think is that serious in big games. He gets distracted easily, and I think every player in the Spanish league understand that. So they find a way to get into him as quick as
hunt him.
possible, hunt him, get him, commit him, make sure he gets yellow card. The way Vinicius, will give defenders like five players yellow card, but he may eventually get the biggest one that will hurt his team. So
Alright.
whatever Benzema can do, Lewandowski can do better. So I'm choosing Lewandowski and Vinicius Junior.
All right, thank you very much for your team of the season. That's the La Liga team of the season. Now, let's go to the phone line. 0913-600-0410 is the number to call to join the conversation. You can keep your comment coming in on Facebook and also on YouTube. Just go to Mainland 98.3 FM. I see your message. It's actually me on YouTube. Says, evening everyone. Happy new month and happy Workers' Day. Triple O, whenever you do your sport intro, start adding violence. Triple O. Tunde Young, add Frank James Tunde Young and Frank James Tunde Young Lampard, and for Okwe add Avat Akinyode. Thank you very much for your message. That's hilarious, by the way. Let's take this call. Hello, good evening.
Hello, this is Daniel from Ogun State.
Welcome, Daniel. Let's have your take.
Manchester City fan.
Okay, let's have your take.
Yes, I've been not sure they know for Arao and who's Barcelona other defender? Araujo and Christensen. I don't know that no on that list. And Kubo
Yeah,
Real
Take Kubo of Real Sociedad.
They put Kubo. So I don't think this list is.
Okay. He's gone, so do well to call us back if you can. 0913-600-0410 is the number to call to join the conversation. Now, quickly, quick word from you guys. Liverpool against Tottenham Hotspur, 4-3. Jota should have been sent off. Richarlison getting his first Premier League goal of the season. Then
First Premier League goal of the season that will count. He has scored 2 goals, removed shirt on
so
both times.
quick word from you guys. What do you make of that? For Tottenham, has anything changed post Stellini?
Well, I'm not sure. They've had 2 defeats and 1 draw. They had to crawl their way back from Manchester United 2-0. Yesterday
still
also
conceding.
they did the same thing. 3 goals up. I mean, you ask yourself again, what do they do when they allow your opponents come there? You have to put yourself under that undue pressure to make sure that you try to collapse. Unfortunately for Richarlison, like you said, he has scored 2 goals already this season. Both goals were cancelled for offside. He removed his shirt, he got yellow carded. Yesterday, the one that eventually stood, the time they used to celebrate, they should have just defended. And the Jota's issue, if it was Jurgen Klopp, by now,
even despite the fact that he got away with that, he's still in trouble with the match officials. And talking about that situation, if that was Casemiro, like someone mentioned on
probably
my
give
tweet,
him that 25
if that was
match
Casemiro,
ban.
if that was Xhaka, because these are players that seem to have history of
exactly, that was the
violence.
argument somebody made yesterday. It's probably Jota is but then there was blood. That means there was full stud contact on a player's face.
Now, Tunde, quickly, what happened to Van Dijk?
Oh my God, what happened to Virgil? Look,
Brother Bernard.
there's a reason Van Dijk defends with Bluetooth. It's because of moments like this to avoid disgrace.
It defends from distance.
Yes. Once you are coming here, you say on your side and let me mark you. But yeah, and once it was a Perisic knew exactly what to do. Van Dijk does that. He's the king of shadow marking. But there's the thing with shadow marking, when it goes wrong, he goes on.
You go absolutely wrong, terribly wrong.
He had blocked off the forward part with his body and he was trying to block up the back part with his leg. But Perisic caught him at the perfect time that the leg did not stretch back enough and he fell down, collapsed. And to make it more beautiful, and he can't convert it because I know a Chelsea player would have missed. Call any Chelsea player off the top of your head, they probably missed that ball. And he can't converted it. And the boy even went
And
through the goalkeeper's leg.
that's the icing of the cake.
So that's what made it the perfect football clip Van Dijk is never beating this
Oh,
allegation.
oh my God, what happened to Virgil? All right, let's go back to the phone line. 0913-600-0410 is the number to call to join the conversation. Yes, you have your La Liga team of the season. You can just drop them right here on the show. So let's take this call. Hello, good evening. Okay, I'll do to call us back if you can. So let's go to Facebook and take some comments right there on Facebook. Yes, a couple of comments right here. Okay, Vikriki says, keep up the good work. Unbeatable Nas says, okay, keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Ayomide Don says, hello guys, keep up the good work. Okay, thank you. Lawab Amidele says, the under-17 guys really showed how football should be played. The movement and passes, I think the under-20 guys should learn from them. Okay, Vikriki also says, Ter Stegen has the best goalkeeper. Militao and Kunde has the best defenders. Okay, still taking your message. Okay, Cruz has the best midfielder. Vinicius has the best striker. And thank you very much for that one. So let's take this call. Hello, good evening.
Yeah.
Hello, good evening.
This is Danny.
Okay, okay, go
I
on.
want to ask, in Ousmane Dembele and Kingsley Coman, who's better?
Come on, I think it's Dembele by distance.
So, are you there? Okay, he's gone. You gotten the answer. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Osebo.
Tripolo.
Welcome.
Good evening, Tripolo. Good evening, Tunde. Good evening, Ope.
Good evening, Sebo.
For me, in my opinion, I think if you're able to keep 24 clean sheets all through the season and concede only 11 goals, then I think the entire Barcelona backline
should be in the team of the season.
should be in the team of, exactly, the entire Barcelona backline. I don't want to even hear what any other. Yes, you can tell me Militao was good, I understand, but especially the way Madrid concedes some very funny goals, to be able to achieve that feat, the entire backline. Then Tottenham, I think what is missing. I think what was missing from Tottenham during Conte's time and Stellini's time was the fight. Nothing has changed in terms of the mistakes that they make. You could see that. I think that last match against Liverpool, with 3 goals, it came from the left wing, if I'm not mistaken. They played that left wing. So if there was going to be any tactics involved, they could have done something to actually alter, at least if not the first time, the second time. So it's really, the only thing that is different now is the fight. I don't know whether it's because Ryan Mason has played with some of these boys. I don't know. Or maybe they just don't like Italian.
I mean, what does he says about you when you release a joint statement apologizing and you will reimburse the fans for their ticket fee against Newcastle United? Then you now come out and still play terribly. You have to show the fight.
That was done during Stellini's time. In fact, somebody said they should hold on to when they saw the fixtures, someone said they should hold on to the money. They shouldn't even refund yet. and it's even true but again, I just feel it's just the desire. I don't think they wanted to play for Conte after the half season that he came for. And I mean, his assistant is more or less like the same person. So right. I don't think that was it.
All right. Thank you very much, Osebo, for your take. Let's go to our WhatsApp portal now and take some messages right here. This one says, hello, my people. Vinicius making the list and Chukwueze not making it got me dumbfounded. Sometimes I wonder if the judges really watch their own leagues. From Akute.
Is Chukwueze better than Vinicius?
He did not compare.
That's
compare.
what he's trying to say now.
Okay. Ha. Good evening, guys. My team of the season are 4-3 in a 4-3-3 formation are Ter Stegen, Yuskunde, Eder Militao.
Fantastic goal by Arsenal, by the way. Arsenal lead against Stina Blackstenius was fantastic finish. The way they worked out, I hope there was no offside in that because it looked like the pass might have come a little bit too early. But let's see.
Okay, let's see. Back to this message from Konine, who has texted us all the way from Ayobo. He says, good evening, guys. My team of the season in the 4-3-3 formation is Ter Stegen in goal, Yuskunde, Eder Militao, Jimenez, and Keita Balde for the midfielders, Frankie de Jong, Pedri, and Federico Valverde. And for the attackers, Antoine Griezmann, Vinicius Jr., and Robert Lewandowski. And he also had, I disagree with you, Tunde Young. I think de Jong has been fantastic despite uncertainty surrounding him at the beginning of the season. Okay, thank you very much for your message. This one says, good evening, Triple O. I'm Moses from Maryland. Let's give Van Dijk some respect. He has been consistent for over 5 years. He won okay, he won the award where Ramos can never win. Okay, he won an award Ramos can never win in his life. Okay, thank you very much. But still, we know he's a better defender.
Ramos have won things that Van Dijk will
Everything. Wow.
Okay, this one says, hello, Triple O and friends in the house. It's unfair for anyone to condemn Jota's tackle on Skip without first condemning Skip's violent tackle against Luis Diaz. Skip should not have been in 70 minutes of that match. Okay, you did not leave your name. Please include your name when you send us messages. Let's go to SMS.
The Arsenal goal has been ruled out for offside, by the way. That didn't look like offside to me.
Okay, let's take this message. This one says, what is the latest on Manchester United takeover by Godwin? Tunde, what's the latest on Manchester United takeover?
Yeah, we have still no progress. We saw a protest against the Glazers yesterday, but still nothing has changed. They are still waiting for more bids.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's take. Okay, we have to go right now. We're back later in the tomorrow morning. We're back later tomorrow morning for sport update by 6:30 a.m. and Sport Cruise will return by 6 p.m. tomorrow. So stay tuned. Still mainland 90.3 FM. Don't go anywhere. The excitement continue right here on the Sound of Lagos. So Tunde, thanks for coming.
Always a pleasure.
All right, have a wonderful rest of the night, Lagos.